Hey guys, welcome to Football Fans Frenzy. It's your boy Zikejunior, and I'm live today with Frank. Frank, say hello.
Hello to everyone.
Yeah, we are here today to break down the whole football matches that this week, and then the Champions League. What happened during the Champions League this week, as well as the Premier League games for today. So thank you guys for joining in. If you're just joining in, please, if this is your first time to be on this channel, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and also smash a like on the video. Also share the link with your friends. Okay. This is Saturday Football with Zikejunior, and first of all, Frank, I want us to talk about the European Premier League that they want to introduce. Okay, we from reports we got that Manchester United and Liverpool are in talks to join the European Premier League. As well, they've actually started assembling a fund of 4.6 billion pounds funding to support the
Yes.
league. Also, sources says that it could begin in 2022, and well, they said the details of the league, details of the competition will be out by the end of this month. I don't know. How does this work?
Well, for clubs, when it comes to clubs, it's always business as usual. You know, clubs looking to capitalize on this, looking to make more money, looking to gather funds to increase their endorsement and so on. But for clubs, it's always business. They tend to look how they make more money, not looking at the players. Because competitions like this, okay, let's use the EPL for example. You have players playing the FA Cup, the Carling Cup, the EPL and Champions League. So now they are coming in with European Premier League. How are they going to do it? Earlier this season, we saw the likes of De Bruyne complaining that so many players are going to be injured because of the
Yeah, I think he also had
congested
fatigue
pitch and so
issues
on.
too.
Yes,
Now,
some players have them.
This is my concern. Yeah, you have the Champions League. Okay, we already know that FIFA and UEFA actually have their relationship is hanging on a trade. They've actually been having a lot
Yes,
of issues recently. Now you are
yes.
going to introduce the European Premier League, which from reports FIFA has keyed into the idea. What it means is what will happen with the Champions League, which is already a UEFA competition.
Well, FIFA coming in to key into the idea, same thing I've said earlier, is it boils down to the money, how much they're going to make from the competition, how much is going to come in. So FIFA has no choice than to key in. But for the European Champions League, it's going to still go on because, of course, the both competitions they look similar because the Champions League. When you talk of the Champions League, these are big teams from the top five or top six Europe competition. Then now the European Premier League, we are still going to bring those same big teams to come and
Big
play this
teams.
competition. Yes,
Now, for
so it's
me,
going to
what I
be
feel,
very
two things are going to happen. Okay, meanwhile, welcome Kelvin, welcome Abby Lawrence, welcome, and Tommy Shea Black, welcome to the show. Is lovely to have you guys here. It's lovely to have you guys live on the show. See, my concern is this: how do you play? Okay, we know that we have a congested fixture already. Okay, we have a congested
yes.
fixture already. For instance, the Premier League teams are already playing the FA Cup. They're playing the Capital One Cup. They're playing the Premier League. They're playing the Champions League. That's for the teams
And
that the top four teams.
and
So
you
how do you
and
bring in?
Europa
Do
as
you know
well.
what? Yeah, the Euro. Okay, now this is my challenge. I think we can actually say that this is the reason Manchester United and Liverpool were actually pushing for the project big picture they were trying to implement is where you reduce the Premier League size to 18 teams, and
18.
then you have the FA Cup and the Capital One Cup being scrapped. And of course, you know, in terms of finance, this is going to give the big clubs a lot of money, and it's going to give them
Yes,
a big edge over the smaller teams in the league because they'll be making lots of money. So
yes,
since let's put it in this picture, of course, the project big picture project, the Project Big Picture have been scrapped because the only votes they got was from Manchester United and Liverpool, which is because they were interested in the financial aspect. Me, I personally feel that they probably are looking at. Oh, okay, good thing Iyke is there on the show, so let's quickly add him to the stream. Welcome, Iyke. We've been waiting for you.
Thank, thank you,
Yeah,
Chris. Hello, Frank.
yeah. Welcome to the show. We already started. We're talking about the European Premier League, and my concern is this. Yeah, how do you fit in the European Premier League into a very congested fixture, especially for Premier League clubs where you have the FA Cup, the Capital One Cup, as well as the Premier League, and then you have, would they be scrapping the UEFA Champions League, which should be a big problem between FIFA and UEFA because UEFA makes a lot of money from the Champions League.
From the Champions League, true.
So how is it going to work?
Let's see about that. That's why most of the clubs are not buying the idea for now. And I think particularly that's why some clubs in England, let's say United and Liverpool, are pushing for
Project Big Picture.
Their own, yes, because they don't want. Part of what they are pushing for is for the scrapping of Capital One Cup, the Carabao Cup. Okay, so I think
and they're reducing the league to 18 teams.
Yes, so that there will be less stress for them to participate in the European Premier League. That's what they're actually pushing for. But I don't think most of these other clubs are going to buy the idea. So it's going to be difficult to strike a balance between it because there are a lot of games at the stand for a lot of players, and adding the European Premier League will be too tasking for these guys. Really.
What if they work with increasing squad size?
Well, it doesn't matter. As manager will always want to play their best 11. In as much as the squad size is almost 30 and it's a big league, so they will always want to play their best 11. Most of these other guys might just be there to fill up the number, but I don't think it's going to help.
Well, Frank, coming to you, financially, of course, we all agree that it's going to be a win for the big clubs, okay? In as much as we would love to have a competition where we have just the big teams, okay, playing, you know, the likes of Barcelona, Real Madrid, Atletico Madrid. From Premier League, you have Manchester United, probably Chelsea, Man City, Liverpool. I don't know, maybe Arsenal, Tottenham. I don't know. And from Italy, you have the likes of Inter Milan, AC Milan, Juventus. Okay, we know it's going to be an attractive competition because you just have the big teams playing alongside each other. But personally, I don't feel it's going to work. They say they're going to bring out details of how the competition is going to run at the end of the month. But me, I'm looking at, okay, even if you want to have the Champions League, okay, and you want to have this competition too alongside, okay, there's hardly any space within the week for you to accommodate any other competition. And you all cannot agree with that fact. Frank, what do you think? Let's assume that the competition is going to work. How do you think it can play out considering the present fixtures?
It's going to be very difficult because right now, very soon we're going to start having a midweek fixtures, or within the week you find out, you see some teams playing the FA Cup, you see some teams playing the Carling Cup. We're going to have it very soon. It's going to be very difficult to fit in the European Premier League. Of course, we like to see the big teams go against each other, but we're already seeing something like that when it comes to Champions League. They're already going against each other, and for the European Premier League, they are looking at the World Cup kind of style, where it's going to be the group stage and knockout stage. So is there any difference from what we are watching right now in the Champions League?
Well, I don't know. I think this is just FIFA trying to make money from Europe.
Yes,
for me.
All boils down to money.
Because we're talking about a £4.6 billion funding for this competition. Is a lot of money. It's a lot of money.
They're just being greedy and not considering the players. That's what I think.
Yeah,
they're just being greedy.
The players,
because for it to work,
when it comes to this.
Yeah. For it to work, I think there's practically no space. Only they're going to scrap out what do they call it? International break. Because then you still have international break. These guys have to play for their
there's already what's it called? The European
Europa League. European Nations League.
Euro League. Exactly.
They're just stressing these guys out.
We're going to start playing the World Cup qualifiers. World Cup
It might
qualifiers is still going to
it
come
might
around.
even be possible
Get
for leagues like the German leagues, the teams in the German league, because they have less teams already. It might be possible for even the Spanish La Liga because they play only the what's it called, the
Copa
Spanish
del Rey.
Cup, the Copa del Rey,
Copa del
and
Rey.
maybe for Italy too. But for Premier League teams, I don't see it happening. And that competition will
The
not get
future
as
congestion.
much market and as much value without the Premier League teams because that's where the money is coming from.
No.
Yeah, true.
Yes,
But I
competitions
don't I
like
don't
this
I don't
cannot
see it
go
working.
without them.
So guys,
Because
if you are in
when it
on the
comes
show,
towards the
please
end,
let us know your thoughts on. Okay, I think Tommy Shea is saying to me, I think the EPL teams are already choked up with fixtures. Just imagine what December looks like in the EPL. Very correct. Imagine what December
Crazy
looks like
December.
already in the EPL. It's crazy. It's crazy. So how do you fix it in? How do you fix it in? Meanwhile, guys, let's move on to the let's quickly review the Champions League fixtures for this week. We saw some amazing and surprising results. Okay, first of all, let's look at Bayern trashing Atletico 4 goals to 0
Well,
with Coman with a brace. Ike.
it was not a result I expected as a fan, as a football fan. But then Atletico Madrid this season haven't been really brilliant. I think Simone is still tinkering with his squad a lot. He doesn't have a consistent 11 aside nobody, in fact, aside, let's say, what's his name, um so Miguel is in midfield. He always changes the personnel he plays. So I felt it was not going to be easy for them against Bayern. Of course, we know Bayern lost a lot of players over the summer, players that helped
Yeah,
them win their UCL, like Perisic, Coutinho, Thiago, but
Alcantara.
they're still a very solid team. I was expecting Bayern to win, but then not 4 goals. We know Atletico Madrid to be a very solid team defensively, but then to ship in 4 on the opening day of the UCL was surprising for me, and it
Yeah,
was a good
Frank.
result for Bayern.
Yeah, Frank, look at it this way. Atletico actually went with a 4-4-2 formation against a Bayern team that we know actually play a very high press and they
High
are
line.
mostly on the oppressive side. How do you play 4-4-2 formation against such a team when you need to actually solidify your defense?
we all know when it comes to Simone's kind of 4-4-2, we all know what you see on the team sheet is different from what they're going to play on the field.
He still didn't work.
That 4-4-2 you see on the team sheet is very different. Yes, it's very different from what they're going to play on the field. It's still going to be 8-man back and maybe one person supporting the striker. So they are still going to defend. So
Another shocking
so
result.
Bayern coming out.
I
Bayern
can hear
coming out
you.
with a 4-0. Bayern coming out with a 4-0 win. I won't say I'm surprised because they've been ruthless so far from last season coming into this season, and they were at home. We all know what Bayern can do in their home. So, and when they see big teams like Barca, Atletico Madrid, of course, it's going to be
So
something
Charles,
different from
Charles
what we
says,
see in their
Charles says
Bundesliga.
Diego Simeone gave us his pate. Well, I think that's a big loss also too for Atletico Madrid. Quickly,
Yeah.
guys, let's look at Real Madrid. Real Madrid actually lost at the Santiago Bernabeu to Shakhtar Donetsk. That was the shock of the week. Sorry. Where
Yes,
where will the then go from here?
yes, it's actually a big shock, but of course, we are not going to take out Real Madrid from the Champions League. They're a formidable side, but so far this season they've been struggling. They've not been playing. Even from last season, they've been struggling. They've not been playing like the Real Madrid we used to know. But when it comes to squad depth and players, they have a very good and decent squad. I see them going all the way in the Champions League.
Okay.
Um,
Of
I
course,
feel
one thing we know for sure is that all the big teams have actually been struggling this season. Most of the big
yeah,
teams.
true.
Yes.
So I don't know, but I really feel that Real Madrid is definitely going to bounce back. It's just a matter of time, and I
Zidane is
don't
under
think their
pressure as
group
it
is so
stands.
difficult.
Zidane is under pressure as it stands. I'm hearing rumors that if he doesn't win the El Clasico and maybe another game, he might be relieved of his duties. And a shocking thing about that game is Shakhtar Donetsk actually lost 10 players to coronavirus before the game, like 10 of
Exactly.
their players. And then people
How
they
worse can
fielded
it
were
be?
not even first team players, you get, and then to be 3 up before halftime at Santiago was Zidane actually lost it tactically.
was something else.
So I don't know.
Okay, let's look at another cracking game. Just briefly, Man City actually dealt with Porto 3-1. I think it was an easy victory. We
Normal.
all knew Man City was gonna go past Porto. Inter actually picked up a draw with Borussia Mönchengladbach, which was a very poor result, and they were at home. A very poor result, and
Normal advantage.
they were at home. Ajax lost to Liverpool. Liverpool actually won
1-0.
Ajax 1-0. And Chelsea actually finally got a clean sheet, but with a draw. Honestly, I think I still feel disappointed that with the firepower that Chelsea has in the attack, they can actually play a goalless draw with Sevilla. I really felt that they should have scored goals in that game.
If you actually saw that game, you would Sevilla dominated that game. It was even Sevilla that was supposed to win. Chelsea were not actually. Timo Werner was mostly isolated. Like there was no enough support for him. It was when he has the ball, there was practically maybe nobody for like maybe 5-6 seconds before you see persons running. So they were not like a dominant force in the game. Sevilla actually dominated them from start to finish, especially in the midfield. So it was actually a loss kind of for Sevilla, not like it was a good result for Chelsea. Actually, they were
Okay,
poor.
but they were at home at the
Yeah, Stamford Bridge.
Stamford Bridge. Meanwhile, Tomishi Black says Bayern still followed Suarez and Atletico Madrid despite the relation at Barca. Seriously, Bayern plays an attacking game. Atletico would have considered less if they played a 3-5-2 formation. Thank you, Tomishi. That was actually very funny. Honestly, they followed Suarez to still give him the beating of his life. Let's go forward. Lazio actually defeated Dortmund 3-1. Another surprising result.
That was shocking for me.
And another shocking one, Manchester United actually defeated PSG at home 2-1. Another beautiful game of football.
We are the bigger team.
Well, you have Mbappe and Neymar. Well, for me, if you have those two players in any team,
good. But then those two players are not going to defend. Do you get?
True.
One thing with PSG is that they are always vulnerable at the back. Always vulnerable at the back. Even when Thiago Silva was there. Even David Luiz. Since
and
then,
they're always their midfield. I wouldn't really rate their midfield.
Especially that day. The midfield of Herrera, Diallo, Danilo, and what's his name?
It was just
horrible.
It was not.
Imagine being dominated in midfield by Fred and Martin.
One thing for sure is that there is no creativity in that midfield.
At all. So they rely on Neymar to come back. They rely on Neymar to always come, pick the ball, and he's like the creative spark for them.
Exactly.
Yes. So one thing I
noticed, it's over. One thing I noticed about PSG is that they are not playing as a team. It's mostly just get the ball and try and get it to Neymar and Mbappe.
Neymar or Mbappe, yeah, or Di Maria. Mostly Di Maria is the one even trying to be like a link spark. He doesn't like play for himself. He always tries to set up his teammates, always try to link up the midfield and attack and all that. But even if you isolate them, most times, aside their front line, PSG still they're not a European powerhouse like for now.
Okay, and then okay, Frank, you want to say something?
Of course, we have to give it to Ole when it's for that PSG match. When he came out with the 3-5 formation. Yes, when he came out, when I actually saw the 3-5 formation, when I saw the formation, I said, "Oh, there's gonna be problems." That is 3-5-2 formation. Wow, I already knew there's gonna be problems for PSG, and we have to give it to Ole. He came out top, and it's a very good win. Away from home, actually, a very good win for him.
Yeah, we also saw Barcelona whooping. Maybe you guys can help me pronounce their name. I think it's Ferencváros. Whatever they are, anyway. No disrespect.
Frank, you're supposed to know their name. Your team are used to the European.
That's where you find such things in the Europa League. Well, so Barcelona actually defeated Ferencváros 5-1. Well, at least they got a goal at Nou Camp. So what can we say?
Yeah. We all saw that coming. Actually, we saw that coming.
Okay, guys, let's quickly look into the fixtures for today. The first game for today, Saturday, is going to be starting by 12:30 West African time. West Ham United versus Manchester City. Frank, who do you think is going to win this game?
Of course, I'm going to give it to Manchester City. Aguero is back. Some of their players are back.
Would De
You
Bruyne
know,
be playing?
and
I saw him in their training.
no, I don't think he's
He
going to
might
be playing.
he
He's
might
still
he
a
might
doubt
be
for the
involved,
match.
but he might not
Maybe
start. Yeah.
second half, or he might come in at the second half. But with the likes of Aguero coming back to the fold, I see Man City running out against West Ham today.
So what's the score prediction?
4-1.
4-1. Wow. Okay, well, it's the
Yeah.
Premier League this season. A lot of huge results have been coming out, so nothing is impossible. Ike, what do you have to say about this game? Who do you think is going to win the game?
Well, everyone expects City to win against West Ham. West Ham have been struggling, but then over the last game week they had a stunning comeback from 3 goals down to actually
Yeah,
snatch a point from Tottenham, and I think they'll be full of confidence today going into this game. But then I would still expect City to come out on top. But I'll go for a 3-1 or 2-1.
a
2-1.
3-1. So if you're actually playing a bet, it's not too late. Ike is saying it's a 3-1 win. Sorry, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
A 3-1 win
Yes.
for Manchester City against West Ham, and Frank is giving City a 4-0 win, right?
Yes. 4-1.
Yeah. Okay, let's
4-1.
quickly go
4-1
to West
actually.
Ham. 4-1. Okay, let's quickly go to West Ham versus Fulham. Sorry,
Fulham.
versus Crystal Palace by 15:00 hours West African time. Score prediction, Frank.
I'll still give it to Crystal Palace. Maybe a 2-1 win.
2-1 win Crystal Palace.
But
Ike,
West
score
Ham, they've not
prediction.
been
Score
playing
draw.
well.
Score draw.
Fulham.
Score draw. 1-1 or 2-2.
1-1 or 2-2. Okay, guys. I hope you're
Score
actually
draw.
putting out your bets already. Okay. The big one for the weekend.
Oh.
17:30 17:30 hours West African time. Manchester United versus Chelsea. Guys, what do you have to say about this? Frank, let's go with you first.
Even though it's going to be hard for me to say, I'll still give it to Manchester United. Of course, Chelsea, they've not been it this season. Of course, Manchester United, they've not been
United have not been it either.
They've not been it either, but of course, I'll still give it to them.
Can we call this Battle of the Bastards, or is it too early?
We can. Battle of the Bastards.
So Battle of the Bastards, season 1.
But I expect it to be a closely fought game. To me, I would say a draw. But then I would say a draw.
But it's definitely not
since
going to
Old
be a
Trafford,
goalless draw.
yeah. No, they're going to be goals. It's going to be goals. So I might just expect United to snatch the win, maybe late on 2-1 for me. 2-1 United.
One thing is for sure, yeah, Frank, I'm throwing this to you. Would you expect Ole to play Maguire today? Considering the performance of Twenzebe, Lindelof, and Shaw during the week, and you're playing against a Chelsea attack line that is very fast. Timo Werner would love to play against Maguire because he's going to be getting past him like there is nobody there. Okay, would you expect Ole to alter that? Because I feel Ole is going to play with a 3-5-2 formation. I strongly feel he's going to opt for a 3-5-2 formation against Chelsea. Now, if he's playing a 3-5-2 formation, would you expect Maguire to come back into the side?
Yes, I will expect Maguire to come back into the fold, owing to the fact that the last Premier League outing, he got a goal. He got a goal in the last Premier League outing, even though he has not been hit this season, but he still snatched a goal. And owing to the fact that the press around him and so on, the last match, Manchester United last match, he came out top. He was okay. He played fine, even with the circumstances surrounding his stay at the club. He still played out fine and came out with a goal. So I still see him getting back into the fold today.
Zebe, right now, would you be expecting to start?
Tanzibe?
He should be starting this weekend.
No, I don't think he'll start.
So you're really feeling that Lindelof, Maguire, and Shaw will actually take the position in the back three. That is it. Ole is going for a 3-5-2.
If Ole rolls out a 3-5-2, Lindelof, Maguire, and Shaw will start. Setting.
But I don't see Ole going for a 3-5-2 today. It's at Old Trafford. Well, we see Ole going for a 3-5-2. Yes, we see him going for a 3-5-2 against the only time he has gone for a 3-5-2 is against Man City and Liverpool at Old Trafford. But when it comes to other teams, he goes out with his 4-5-1 or 4-3-3. So I don't see him going for a 3-5-2.
I feel Chelsea will be a threat on the attack. And if you're gonna play, for instance, a 4-3-3, his usual formation, against this Chelsea side, then we might just have an end-to-end attacking football. For the neutrals, it's going to be beautiful because there'll be lots of
Yes,
goals.
for people like me, yes.
There'll be lots of goals, but I feel Ole is. I expect Frank Lampard to stick with his formation, but I think Ole is a bit pragmatic when it comes to games like this. He doesn't
Big
mind
games.
going defensive and hitting you on a counter attack. But Lampard will
Yeah,
stick with his formation, that's for sure.
yeah, that's true.
Yes,
Since like Frank pointed out, I think since it's at Old Trafford, in as much as most of the fans might want Ole to roll out a 3-5-2 formation, because for now Marshall is injured, maybe a front two of probably Rashford and Cavani or something, I don't know. But then I think Ole might still stick to 4-2-3-1 normal, two double pivots, Bruno Fernandes behind the center forward and two wingers. I think that's what he will stick to. So it's going to be, like I said, there will be goals in the game. It's not going to be a boring defensive game. No, there will be goals. So, but I expect United to still
Two
win.
things, two things about this game. Yeah, Frank, if you were Ole, would you stick with the midfield um, of McTominay alongside Fred, considering what they did during the week? Also, you know what that means? You're leaving Pogba out on the bench. How do you think it's gonna work?
of course. When it comes to this season, of course, Pogba has not been fantastic this season. He has been struggling.
True.
So I'll still be looking at Kosha to stick with McTominay and Fred at the center of the park. So it's going to give Fernandez space up front. It's going to give him space to fill in into the holes up front and create chances for the striker.
As
So
well
I
as
see him
they will
sticking
also
with,
provide cover for the defense if he's
yeah,
gonna
for the
use
defense,
Maguire.
of
Yeah,
course.
a lot of pace.
And this is a big match. So using Fred and McTominay is going to be a good one for him. Actually, it's going to be a very good one.
Ike, what midfield do you expect Frank Lampard to actually display today?
I think he's going to go with Kante, Jorginho, and what's he called? Kai Havertz in front.
Kovacic, Kai Havertz.
No, Kovacic
Okay.
must sit out. Yeah,
What will happen to
Jorginho,
Mason
Kante, and
Mount
Kai Havertz. He always plays Messi once. Is like his
on the
homeboy or
wing?
something. Yeah, he's
Yeah,
pushing him
it's
somewhere.
very confirmed.
Lampard is Mason Mount's number one biggest fan.
I
So
swear,
I
he's his
don't
number
know, but
one
he
fan.
pushes him out on the wing, and I don't think the
Out of
wing actually
position,
favors
yeah,
Mount. Yeah,
favors
it
Mount.
doesn't favor Mount so much. Yeah, so but I don't know.
He just
Pulisic is
wants to play
actually
Mount.
back. So what will happen?
Yeah, Pulisic will play on the left. He'll push Mount to the right. Then Werner up front.
Wow,
That's what he does. That's what he
wow.
does. You know, the person pushing Mount
Well,
to the wing is Kai Havertz. He doesn't want to put
true.
an 89+ million signing on the bench. So he has to look for room for Mount.
So what's the fate of Ziyech in that team?
In their defense, I've said Ziyech is not yet match sharp so he'll still be using him
True.
in for now. So Ziyech might come from the bench. I don't expect him to start. Probably subsequent weeks he can be starting Chelsea games.
Okay. So it's left for us to see today if Ole opts to bring in the new boy, Edison Cavani, to
Teles.
start today. We will see. We'll see, and then tell us in a couple of hours. We'll see what Manchester United will throw at Chelsea today. One thing is for sure, it's going to be a very interesting football. Manchester United and Chelsea games are usually very interesting because I don't
Yeah.
know, for some reason, the two teams don't just like seeing each other for some reason, and I don't know why. Let's move on to the next game for today, which is Liverpool versus Sheffield United. 20:00 hours West African time. Van Dijk is injured. What do you think is going to happen, guys?
I think Matip is not
We
even
saw
match fit
okay.
yet. So I think
We saw
Fabinho will
Liverpool
start.
in the sorry. Can go on.
Okay, I said Matip is the other option to replace Van Dijk. But I think Matip is injured also. So I expect Fabinho to start alongside Joe Gomez in central defense. But then that being said, I think Liverpool should still comfortably win this game. It's at
Well,
Anfield,
it's
so
it's a sad one that we are losing Van Dijk. Of course, everybody wants the league to be strong and you want to see the best players and have a very beautiful competition. I feel like without the cover of Van Dijk and with Trent and Robertson being players that like to push forward a lot, could we see a Liverpool defense that is exposed in the coming weeks? Frank,
So when it comes to that defense, as for Robertson, he's always been solid. Robertson has always been solid. The only problem they have is Trent. When he goes front, of course, we all know Trent struggles when it comes to defending, but Robertson is always solid. Um, but of course, we saw what the defense could do against Ajax even without Van Dijk. They defended too well. Guanadon, defensive midfield, Fabinho, and of course, we saw what they could do, and they performed so well against Ajax. And owing to the fact that against Ajax, um, Klopp made a three substitution where he brought out his three attackers, Mane, Salah, and Firmino, of course, but they were still able to defend well. And it didn't show that Van Dijk was not there. The whole team defended well, they were compact, and of course, it's going
but
to help
that's
them.
against an higher side that has lost a lot of his good
A
players. So
lot
I
of
wouldn't
players.
really lot of
Mm, but
their
of course,
best players to be honest.
The other side, they are good at attacking. They are very good at attacking side. And we also saw Liverpool, they soaked the whole pressure for up to 40 minutes or so, soaked the whole pressure, and Ajax could not get a goal in that match. So it's a good one for them. They
So
are
what's
not
the
going to lose
prediction,
Van Dijk
Frank?
that much. No, Liverpool is an easy win for them. I see a 3-0 win.
3-0 win for Liverpool. Ike,
Yes,
score
yes, it's going to
prediction.
be an
Um,
easy win.
because Alisson is not going to be in goal. It's Adrian or whoever. I don't think Liverpool will keep a clean sheet. So I said three
Always
one.
making mistakes.
I
3-1
swear,
Ike.
3-1. Yeah.
Okay, another big game of the weekend, even though it's not so popular like it used to be, which is the El Clasico, Barcelona versus Real Madrid today by 15:00 hours West African time. The El Clasico is not as attractive like it was some years back. What's your take, guys? Ike,
Sorry, what was
Ike.
your question? Sorry,
I said,
it
what's
was
your take
you.
on the game today?
Okay. Like you rightly pointed out, the Clasico has lost its feels. Like it's no more a game we look forward to back in the day, like some couple 6, 7, 5 years back. Last season, it's been losing. It's doesn't. We no longer have interest for the Clasico, and I think this season is
Interest,
even worse.
exactly.
This season is even worse. The Clasico now, you're having Vinicius Junior against Ansu Fati. What is that? I don't understand. I don't understand.
Good players
Current.
anyways in their defense.
I don't even feel like I want to even watch it right now. But then I might just have to watch it because it's a big match. But I think for now Barcelona are even more compact than Real Madrid, and the game being at Nou Camp, I think Barca might just need to win. So maybe 3-1 Barcelona for me.
3-1 Barcelona. Frank, what's your take?
I still give Barcelona the win. Of course, well, as Ike said, it has lost its vibe. The Clasico. No one is even
That's for
looking forward to
sure.
watch it. hmm if it was before when we had the likes of Ronaldo, the hype for the Clasico would have started since last week.
Crazy.
We'll be looking forward to it since last week.
True.
But to be honest, I'm not really looking forward to the Clasico, but still gonna have to watch it. So, but I give the win to Barcelona. They are being
Okay,
the
guys,
good
let's
side
move
so
it
far.
quickly into the Sunday fixtures. Southampton vs Everton, 13:00 and 15:00 West African time. Score prediction, Frank.
2-1 in favor of Everton.
Ike, score prediction.
Same 1-2 Everton win.
Same, 2-1.
Yeah.
Okay, and 17:30 West African time. Wolverhampton Wanderers versus Newcastle. Score prediction, Ike.
A draw.
A
Zero
draw.
zero.
Go, let's draw.
Yes.
Okay, and Ike and Frank. What's the score prediction?
2-0 in favor of Wolves.
in favor of Wolves. Okay.
Yeah.
2015 hours West African time, another big game. Arsenal versus Leicester City. Ike, what's your take on this game?
Okay, I don't know. I don't know. Arteta needs to get his tactics spot on. I don't know. I don't like, especially the position he plays Aubameyang. He sits
Like
too deep,
Aubameyang is
even
in play like
like
a
left
wing
back.
back.
He
And
sits too deep. If not,
that's like your major attacking threat.
threats you get, and you're shipping him out wide and not even allowing him to make runs in behind. I don't know. Arteta needs to look for a way to find the balance and allow Aubameyang express himself, play on the shoulder of the last defender because he's pacey, and feed him this ball. I think
Yeah,
there'll be goals. I don't know. I don't know. And with the way Leicester have been playing this season, just by their performance against was it the game they lost after they beat Man City. Leicester have actually been
oh yeah,
quite,
yes.
yeah, they've been quite solid. So if Arteta doesn't look for a right balance today, I think it Arsenal might just lose the game. But I would
Because
expect Arsenal to win. Let's say 2-1.
yeah, for banter sake, I would want Arsenal to lose, but I really don't see that happening. I expect
Yeah,
Arsenal to win. One thing is for sure, if Arsenal does not exploit the abilities of Aubameyang, I'm very sure Leicester is definitely going to exploit the
going to
abilities of
hit them.
Vardy because
Vardy,
they're very
simple.
similar players. They're
Yeah,
very similar players. Even though
yeah.
I feel Aubameyang is all round the more complete footballer than Vardy is, but that ability to run behind the defense and then play around, across the shoulder of the last man is something that Arsenal is actually missing. With those through balls, they can actually get Aubameyang a lot on a one-on-one situation. Frank, what's the take on this game? You're an Arsenal fan, so we expect it to be a bit biased anyway. That's normal.
No, it's actually a bad one for it's actually a bad one for us because Vardy is back. I would love him to be out for today, but he's back. It's going to be difficult for us. And owing to the fact that Arsenal we've not find our balance this season, the team is still struggling. And we all know the normal Arsenal, we all know what we want to see from Arsenal, but we've not been seeing it. Then, of course, like Ike said, Abmayan going to the wing, coming from the wing. Of course, he has been scoring goals, no doubt, but we all know he's a kind of center good when he plays
He's
center
on a
forward,
drought.
running on
He's on a serious
yes,
goal
running
drought.
on the shoulder.
He's on a serious good route.
But yeah, but
So,
he scored. I'm
like
talking
I
of
sold
last
him after
season. He
the
played
second
from
week
the
in my
wide last
FPL.
season.
I couldn't stand it anymore.
Since he signed
Yes,
his
but
contract
I'm
extension, he has
talking.
not scored any goal.
Yes, of course, he has been struggling. The
Uh-huh.
whole team is struggling actually. But Partey coming into the fold this week, I expect him to start this weekend, and of course, I pray and hope we get a win against let's say Manchester City. It's going to be a very difficult one. I still pray and hope we get a win. We're going to snatch a win.
What's the score prediction for the game, Frank?
2-1, 2-1 in favor of Arsenal.
That's a bold one. Ike, score prediction.
Same, 2-1. 2-1 Arsenal.
I was actually expecting you to give us two results. One result for banter sake, then one which is your real
Okay.
opinion. But for the sake of banter, please, what is your score prediction?
Okay, for banter's sake, I would say Leicester City 3-1.
Oh, okay. But your risk score is
And
2-1 prediction in favor of
and for
Arsenal.
this match, I pray we score first. Because if they score first, and it's
You're
going
in
to be very,
trouble. If
very
they score you
difficult
first,
for
you're
us.
in trouble.
Yeah.
Yes, it's going to be
If
terrible.
they score first, they are going to go and defend and they will hit us on the break. And of
On
course,
the
you know
break,
how our defense has
if
been like, yes,
we are very
Nah,
right, if Leicester gets a goal first, one thing is for sure, they
yes,
are
yes,
sitting back and they are going
that
to hit you on the break.
seriously.
yes,
That's the game
yes.
plan. There is no two ways
And
about it.
with Vardy running behind our defenders, it's going to be
David
very
Luiz.
difficult for them. Yeah.
Okay, guys. Monday night football. Brighton versus West Bromwich Albion by
Wow.
18:30 hours West African time. Score prediction, Ike.
Brighton win 3-1.
Brighton win 3-1. Woo. Okay, Frank.
4-1, 4-1. They've been good
4-1
at
in
home,
favor of
Brighton.
Brighton.
Yes, Brighton,
Oh,
Yeah,
they've
they're
been
okay.
good
always
at
good
home,
at home.
truly. They've been really brilliant.
Mm.
West Brom. I'm very sorry, but you don't have fans on the show. Another big game for Monday night football, 21:00 hours West African time. Burnley versus Tottenham Hotspur.
Wow.
Frank.
It's going to be a tricky one actually. owing to the fact that Tottenham coming from a 3-3 where they lost a 3 goals lead. Of course, they are not going to be that confident coming into this match, but of course, you're still going to have to give it to them. They are the big side, they are the upper team, they have good players, Son, Kane. We all saw what they've
And
been
Gary Bale
doing
could
so
be
far.
starting this weekend.
Yes, and Gareth Bale coming into the fold. So I expect them to get a win against Burnley. But it's going to be
Score
a tight one.
prediction:
Let's say 2-1 win. 2-1 win.
2-1 win for Tottenham. Ike,
Yeah,
what do
Yes.
you have to say?
yeah, same.
2-1
Same.
win.
I think Son and Kane have been on top form for like the past 3 weeks. So I expect them to maintain that. Burnley have been shipping in goals. Like they've not been solid defensively like the Burnley we used to know. So I expect, in
Yeah.
as much as it will be difficult a bit for Spurs, I still expect them to come out on top. I would say 3-1 for Spurs.
Okay, guys. Final game that I wanted us to talk about is AC Milan versus Roma,
The team in form.
20:45 West African time. The truth of the matter is AC Milan is the team in form. They've not lost
In
any
Europe.
game this season. They've not even had a draw. It's all wins. Are we seeing the old Rossoneri back? What's the take, Frank?
Oh, I think
I'm sorry, they are not back. I'm sorry, they are not back.
Come on, guys. Cut this guy some slack. It's not easy.
We all know what the AC Milan could do, but I'm sorry, I'm sorry. We all know what they can do back in the days, but I'm sorry, they are not back. They are not back.
That's
Of course,
unfair.
Zlatan has been trying for them. He scored 2 goals in their last match. Of course, he has been trying,
Yeah.
but they are not back. This is not the AC Milan we know about.
Ike.
yeah, like Frank said, they're not back. They're just having a good patch, I think. Coupled with the fact that
But
other Serie A teams are messing up, Juventus they are still picking up the beat.
Inter Milan is even worse.
Conte has not sorted out with Inter Milan with his band of old hags. I don't know.
It's just
Lazio have been
terrible.
struggling in the league too. Atalanta, they've been good, bad like
But
that. So
it
that's
could
why
be
AC Milan.
something AC
But I
Milan
think,
can exploit.
yeah, yes, that's it. If they can be this consistent at least to, like, let's say January, I think the confidence. You know, when you're winning games, it boosts the confidence of the players. Even if the
Confidence
team
of
is
the
not
players.
that competitive to go head to head with other teams, on paper with the kind of players and personnel they have, it's the confidence of consecutive victories that will keep them going. So I think that's what they would exploit. So for this game, I think Roma, they've not been good this season at all. A couple of their games I've seen, they've just been patching up. So I still
Yeah.
expect AC Milan to come out victorious in this
One thing I
fixture.
could bet on is this season, I strongly feel that AC Milan will be back in the Champions League next season. It looks
Yeah,
Yes,
like
yeah,
a
of course.
season that they could just be in. Like they could just be
yeah.
making the
Yes,
top four.
I see them going all the way to getting into the Champions League. I see them doing fantastic, doing very fantastic this season. They're going to be very fantastic this season, but I don't see them winning the league, of course. But they are going to still do well.
Okay. Thanks, guys. So sadly we've come to the end of the show. I had so much fun with Frank and Ike today. If you're new to this channel, please don't forget to hit that subscribe button, smash a like on the video and share this link with your friends. Also, you can follow me on Facebook, you can follow the channel on Facebook, on Instagram, and on Twitter, Football Fans Frenzy. So, Frank, thank you very much for coming on the show. Ike, thank you
Okay.
so much for coming on the show. This is
Thank you,
Football
bro.
Fans Frenzy. We'll see you after the game. Thanks, guys. Ciao.